If you try to give rock and roll another name, you might call it Chuck Berry. That is a quote by John Lennon that he stated in an interview. So today I'll be giving you information about Chuck Berry. There are three main ideas that I will discuss. We'll start by talking about his background. Then I'll move on to discuss his role creating rock and roll music. And finally, we'll finish by informing you on how he impacted rock and roll artists after him. So let me begin by telling you about his background. So Chuck Berry was born October 1926 in St. Louis, Missouri. Berry showed an early interest in music. He joined the church choir at the age of 6. And by the age of 25, he joined a friend's band and began playing at local nightclubs. So because it was segregated at the time, he had to stick to local black nightclubs and eventually moving his way up to performing at predominantly white-owned nightclubs or country clubs. So as stated by Joan Jett, the way Chuck Berry played guitar, he wrote the book on rock and roll. The bending of the two strings, making this hybrid of country and blues, he is rock and roll music, and it wouldn't be here without him. So now we'll discuss his role in creating rock and roll music. Okay, so after meeting Muddy Waters in 1955, Chuck Berry visited Chess Records, which he was invited to by Muddy Waters. And while visiting Chess Records, he actually created the song Maybelline, which was his first hit, which actually landed him on the charts. And it also got him a record deal with Chess Records. He created many singles after, continuing to carve out the new genre. So he created songs that we all know to this day, like Johnny Be Good, which is a classic, No Particular Place to Go. Berry managed to achieve a crossover appeal with youths of all ages. So by crossover appeal, he was able to defeat the racial divide, meaning that at his concerts, he actually had, at the time, colors and whites both attending his concert. He managed to do this by mixing blues, country, and R&B sounds with storytelling, which was able to speak to his audience. Okay. Andrew Klein stated that Maybelline was different. No one had ever recorded a song quite like it. Not Bill Haley, not Elvis, not even the great Muddy Waters. The distinctive voice, the aggressive guitar, and the driving rhythm. The bent double notes all combined to form something unheard before. So finally, I'll finish by informing you on how he impacted rock and roll artists after him. So many people don't know, but many of Chuck Berry's songs were actually given away or sold to other artists, including Elvis. They actually sold one of the songs that a lot of people know is called No More Monkey Business, which was, the music was used by Elvis, and he created, his own lyrics to that song, but that song actually belonged and was written by Chuck Berry. So Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones stated that Chuck Berry was an artist that majorly influenced him. Chuck Berry was also the very first ever rock and roll artist to be indicted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So I guess we could say that he technically created the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So Ron Scott said, from 1955 to 1958, Berry knocked out classic after classic. And as an established performer, he opened a racially integrated St. Louis nightclub, and it was called Berry's Club Bandstand. So I just told you aspects of Chuck Berry's life. We talked about information on his background. I informed you about his role in creating rock and roll music, and I gave you information on how he impacted rock and roll artists after him. So Chuck Berry was a creator of rock and roll. He defined building blocks for all the rock and roll artists. So if you know rock and roll, then you have to know the name Chuck Berry. Thank you.